Hey everybody, how's it going? Freedom Mars back here again with another video, and today we're discussing Bernie reparations. Is it feasible? Sanders. So, just like Cory Booker, just like Kamala Harris, the agenda is the same. No black agenda, no black vote. I really don't need to really elaborate on it, but since this is where we get real black media at, I will give y'all the breakdown. So at the town hall meeting a few days ago, or about a week or so ago, Bernie Sanders was talking to a bunch of people at the town hall, and one of the individuals, or a few of them, but a black woman in specific, asked him about reparations. And Bernie, reparations isn't feasible because it's too divisive. Sanders makes up many excuses on why we can't have it. Now, the first thing he does, just like he comes to do at another meeting, at another gathering or whatnot, he gives us this "we are all Americans" rhetoric, which is what politicians usually do to tiptoe or sidestep the idea of reparations. When they want to directly tackle the ideology of reparations for black people, they have a plethora of excuses. When it comes to his community, the Jewish community, he didn't do anything like this. So basically, the black woman asked him about reparations, and he said something along the lines of, well, we need to look at distressed communities across the nation. Now, one of the things he mentioned was the 10-20-30 legislation, which was something proposed by, I believe it was a congressman, a black congressman known as, excuse me, James was his first name, I believe. I forgot his last name, Clayton or something like that. I have to look it up. But the 10-20-30 bill, you can Google it, basically talks about helping Appalachian communities, which is white people, Native Americans, Latinos. Then at the very, very bottom of the list, if there's anything left over for you Negroes, we'll throw some crumbs in your direction. So basically, it's another bill. It's affirmative action 2.0. And we all know how successful affirmative action was for black people. We barely got any benefits from it. Excuse me again. We barely got any benefits from it. It did not help us at all. So that's what he did at first. Some other people followed up on the question, and he began to deflect again, only this time he began to play dumb. Then he goes on to say, well, what does that mean? What does reparations mean? So you know what reparations meant for the Jewish community, his community. You know what reparations meant for Native Americans, for the little bit of benefits that they get, tax exempt status, some land and casinos, etc., things along that lines. But when it comes to black people, politicians have temporary amnesia, and all of a sudden they don't know what the word reparations mean. Their vocabulary has been substantially, it's going away. All of a sudden they don't know what the word means. So when politicians playing like this, like I said is at the start of the video, no black agenda, no black vote. Really just keep it that simple. But you have to understand the deception here. Distressed communities, we need to help everybody who's making less than 100K a year. There's nothing wrong if you want to help people, but as black people, if you want a black vote, you need a black agenda. Not an everybody agenda. That's not how you get a black vote anymore. Democrats and these dirty, crooked politicians are used to subsidizing they're used to subsidizing their votes from black people, soliciting their votes from us without us getting any benefits from them. And now that the tide is turning, they don't know what to do. They're losing their minds because our vote is not free anymore. This is a business transaction. You want a black vote, you better have some damn black tangibles, specifically for African descendants of slavery. Now, for the most part, that's pretty much all I needed to discuss. Like I said, it's really not rocket science. No black agenda, no black vote. But Bernie Sanders is not the candidate for us as black men or black women. You're going to see him do a lot of things, or his campaign do a lot of things where they try to make it about gender, make it about climate, make it about whatever they're going to make it about. They'll make it about anything except black. And that tells you something. Now, personally, I and a lot of other educated black people believe or know that the reason why these politicians are incredibly intimidated by black people receiving proper reparations. So, not a donkey in some stupid, worn out, unfertile piece of land that they would get back in less than 5 years, but actual reparations, a check. The reason why these politicians and a lot of America is intimidated by this ideology is because they know what time it is. This country has a huge wealth gap. As Bernie Sanders himself said, it is the wealth gap between black people and Europeans in this country is 10 to 1. It's about 10 times bigger. So if a black person has a 10K salary, the average European has a 100K salary. That's a huge wealth gap. And again, as soon as he says that, he says we need to help everybody. Now, anybody who knows basic mathematics, that I have my associates in architecture, and I'm trying to get my 4-year from the University of Minnesota. So we have to take math classes, is my point. Anybody who knows the basics of math will tell you how absurd that thought process is. If you have Jill with $10 and Joe has $100, you give them both $15. Has the wealth gap percentage-wise closed? No, it stayed exactly the same because that's how mathematics work. So you can't help everybody to close a wealth gap. You have to help those who are at the bottom, in this case Jill or whatever his name is, and give him the money, especially when his ancestors built this country, to bring him up at the even playing field, to bring him to an even playing field with everybody else in the society. So once again, I just want to wrap up this video right now. Bernie Sanders is not our candidate. End of discussion. No black agenda, no black vote, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys really quickly. I want to make sure that you guys are up to code, that you're staying on code, that you got your eyes open, that you remain vigilant. You do not let any of these politicians creep into your mind and to brainwash you into doing something that is not for your benefit, not for the benefit of black people, not for the benefit of the black community. So once again, I just want to thank everybody for watching this video. #Tangibles2020. And as always, my brothers and sisters, be one, stay black, and stay beautiful.